Welcome back. We have an update from Star Gold Corp, which trades on the OTCQB under the symbol SRGZ. It's a leading mining company based in Nevada, dedicated to the exploration and development of high quality mineral properties, and aims to deliver long term value to its shareholders and stakeholders by building high grade resources in Nevada. Happy to welcome Chairman and CEO Lindsay Gorrill. Lindsay, happy to have you back. What's your update today?
No, excited. Yeah. So our update is we're moving to final permit. I just want to kind of walk through, why, if people look at a mining company, why would they want to invest? This is my fourth mining company. The last three I've built in the past and sold. First is it economically viable? I.e., can I make money? Our answer is yes. The second big thing is it permittable? Can you actually permit the mine to go to production? Obviously, our answer is yes there. And we have near-term cash flow. Under current gold prices at 4,000, we'd create about $75 million in net cash flow per year. Obviously, we have significant growth potential, and management's committed, meaning that we are funding most of it ourselves. Most of the money coming into the company is ourselves, and as we have major commitment to the company on that side. When you look at Long Street, this is a very simple project, very inexpensive. So we drilled out the top of Maine here. These are the other type of targets we have. We drilled out the top of Maine, and all we're doing is we're basically blasting one crush onto the leach pad. So if you think about the type of mine this is a very inexpensive way to produce mine. And we've got a couple of things going on here. First, if you look at the design of the first pit, so remember, this is just the little top of the main ore body. And what we're doing there is we're taking down the top of the hill, basically blasting, crushing, and dumping it on the heap leach plant. Now, two things that we're doing in our current permitting process and redesign process is, number one, this resource that we are using for economic model is being updated. We'll believe it'll be higher numbers, so our economic model will get even better. And the second thing, we're going to be doing some more metallurgical work, because right now the economic model is based on 80% gold recovery and 13% silver recovery, which we believe we can get both those up quite a bit based on some more crush, et cetera. So if you kind of look at the system, so we said, okay, what's next? So let's look at the economic viability. So the idea is that if you just take the top little piece of the main zone out and you look at sort of what your gold prices are, we did a PEA, a basically preliminary economic assessment in 2021 that we're updating here shortly. And we've kind of updated some of the costs in there under contract mining, contract crushing, and our leach pass costs. And if you just take a 3,000 gold and $35 silver, it gives you a $55 million net cash flow per year over 4 years. If you look at today's gold, obviously it's over 75 million per year. So what you can see in Star Gold is a very clear path to permit. So what I mean by that, when you look at a project, one of the most important things you should ask yourself is, how did it get to the final permit? Because if you can't get a permit on a project, it's worth zero, right? So does it have all the assessment of the gold there, et cetera? But under our scenario, we've done all the wildlife and biological studies over 3 years. We've done the bat studies. We've done all the cultural and archaeological studies. And on top of that, we've acquired our own private water rights. This is really important because in most places you need water, and to get water from a state like Nevada, it could take a long time. So instead, we reached out, negotiated water rights from private water right users to buy their water rights to go in production. So at the end of the day, we have a pretty clear path to get to our final EIS submittal, which we think will take about 5 months to get there. And the steps to get there, the go forward plan, is we submitted what's called the plan of operations with the US government. We expect to get that back from the US government shortly, approval. Once that's done, then it lays out clearly the things that we have to get done to go to final permit. We have to do some water drills, so drill for water, drill for monitoring water. We need to go back and drill underneath the leach pad here to make sure there's no gold there. If there's obviously a lot of gold before the leach pad, then we'll actually build the leach pad out here in the pediment. We own land out here also. So that's kind of the couple of things we need to get done. We're going to do, as I said, some more metallurgical tests to make sure that we can maybe get better recoveries of the gold and silver. And as I just said earlier, we're going to expand our resource for some drilling, and we'll update our feasibility study and file our EIS. So we believe that in 5 to 6 months from now, we will finally ES to be filed, and we're looking good. I don't know if anybody had any questions for us.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yes. You described Star Gold as a development and exploration gold play. Can you explain that?
Sure. So I think as I talked about it, as a development play, we've done all the studies and move quickly to final permit to start production. So development means you're going to production, and we have a clear path for that. Exploration play is because we have 7 targets that are, if you can see the map here, we have 7 targets that all have gold on surface. So we have 7 additional targets to expand our resource.
Perfect. And so, what is the estimated time to final permit so you can start production?
So we're currently raising $4 million, which is actually above our current market price, to move the final permit. Once we fund that, that'll take us 5 to 6 months to complete, and then it'll take us 6 to 18 months to get approval to go to production. And that depends on the current Trump administration is talking about streamlining some of the permitting. So under normal circumstances, it might take 12 to 18 months, but under the new administration, it might take 6 months. So we could be permitted and ability to be production in 12 months.
And so, how do you plan to fund the 40 million to start production?
Well, I think so. Once you get the permit in hand, which is the $4 million, that gives you value. So once you know you go to production, you can say at 3,000 gold, I'm going to make $55 million net cash over the next 4 years based on the small top of the hill. You can go out and then finance that to either under normal debt financing or maybe forward sell gold. So the idea is that the capital required to put this thing into production doesn't dilute anybody.
And finally, what is your payback and on the estimated 40 million you need to get to production at these current gold prices?
Well, that's the great thing about these current gold prices, because the payback at 4,000 gold, since you would create about $75 million in net cash per year, your payback is less than a year, probably about 8 to 9 months. So this is a majorly lucrative thing. And if you can think about it, as you go in production, you start taking the hill down. I don't have the map here, but we have a lot deeper drill holes inside this hill that are further apart from it that show gold all the way through the hill here. So the idea is that go in production, open the pit, drill from within, expand. So instead of having 4 years of production, maybe you have 10 to 20 years of production.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Lindsay, for this update. We appreciate it and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, exciting times. Thanks a lot.
Sure is.
Enjoyed
All
it.
right. We'll be back, everyone.